Welcome in, Southside Connection, ladies and gentlemen, BTW21 and BTW21.com. Hope you had an excellent weekend. Hope you enjoyed your Labor Day, which is seemingly forever ago. And welcome into our broadcast studios. I am the King Ed Lane. Lots of good stuff going on today. Of course, this evening we'll have a replay of the Martinsville Bulldogs and the Moorhead Panthers. Plus, we will also have a wonderful look at what happened around the league. That will all come your way. Also, typically, a lot of local sports. High school football is in full gear, volleyball and golf and cross country and all those things as the leaves turn. But one of the things we don't really often think about immediately, except pennant races and getting ready for the next year, is baseball. Oddly enough, and accurately enough, a lot of baseball action going on throughout the South Side, which is why we're pleased to welcome in some post-42 sluggers here to Southside Connection. Pleased to welcome in to our set, Desmond Woods, Patrick Martin, and head coach Barry Nelson. How are y'all doing today, fellas?
We're doing great.
Well, Desmond, I guess we'll start off with you, and then we'll go with Patrick. A lot of people know you from your football days,
Yes, sir.
But talk about, if you would, the baseball aspect of things to you. How did that interest grow, and how has being involved with Post 42 allowed you to continue growing your interests?
Playing Post 42 all summer made me like baseball more than football, honestly, because that's the most baseball I ever played in the summer. Because I'd be getting ready for football any other time, and I was playing baseball the whole summer. So I really liked it.
Well, it seems like it's a good fit, and it's a lot of fun for you. Patrick, everyone seems to know what you've been able to do on the baseball side of things. A lot of people tend to focus toward the high school side of things, but an interesting thing is you've done fairly well at the Post 42, hit above 300 again this year. Talk about what that does. It seems like being able to play in a league like Post 42 allows you to really epitomize and maximize your talents.
Yeah, you just get a lot more, it feels like you get a lot more games in, and it's just more relaxed during the summer. You just kind of get to not really sit back, but just kind of relax more and just know what you got to go out there and do, and it's not exactly just the pressures of all your classes and homework and having to keep all that up too. So,
is it a lot easier for you to not have, for both of y'all to not have to worry about that when you're, especially in the summer months when you're out there?
Sure.
yeah, to a degree, yeah.
That's probably a fairly easy question, but
Well, most of the time all they got to do is, baseball, we're playing almost day after day, with summer baseball. They've got to be focused on baseball. It kind of takes a little bit of everything out of it, So it's, we've got girls, cars, whatever, but still, but they've got to, if they're going to play Post 42, they've got to be focused on baseball or,
Yes, sir.
they can't, you can't do it.
Coach, you touched on that in the focus aspect to the summer. How big of an asset is it? You've got a lot of kids from around this area on your team, not just at Bassett. You've had kids from Martinsville. You've gone into the county schools as well, and you've also brought some kids in from nearby in North Carolina and some of the neighboring counties. Does that make it easier to stay focused knowing that they're playing with each other and for a good cause?
Well, the thing about American Legion baseball, especially at the post, our post, all we get is 18 ball players, and I have parents, I have coaches ask me all the time. I said, "Who are you going to take this year?" I said, "The best 18 ball players." And I mean, it's not fair to the first ball player to the 18th ball player. The 18th ball player's got to carry the first ball player, because during the summer it takes all 18 of them to make it work. So they come from Patrick County, from Rockingham County. We get some out of like we've got 2-3 kids from Gretna that showed up this year. It's hard to say where the best ball players are all the time because it comes in cycles. But every year, all 18 ball players either they go back to the high schools and play at a different level, or they go to college. We rarely ever get a kid that's not going from here on to college baseball. And actually, if I don't foresee that kid is the ball player is going to go to the next level, I usually don't keep them. I mean, it's to better their skills to get to the next level, to play at college level.
Coach, how much of that is the process when you're looking at players of trying to project down the road, oftentimes you're looking at kids at a younger age, especially with the younger post-42 team. How do you get a good job of that, and how beneficial is it to have a lower post-42 team so that if maybe you guys not ready?
Yeah.
The junior team.
Yeah, the 17 under team, we started that this year. I kept a few kids down on the 17, that would have maybe played with the senior team. But I wanted to start off good, and actually they did real good. They won the region. They finished second in the state. They lost in a championship game in the state. So it's, they did real good. And I've got what's going to happen with that. Amongst these young men, I've got a few young ones that's going to come through. Then, that will make the senior team better. Plus, we've got the junior team. I've worked with those guys this weekend. We played this weekend, 4 games this weekend.
We'll definitely get to that. We'll get to the junior team in a little bit. Folks, you look at the post-42, it's interesting. So often people tend to think, well, if it's not high school, it's not local. You got 2 local kids right here. A lot of the roster is comprised of local kids. For you, Desmond, and then we'll get Patrick's perspective in a moment, is there a chemistry maybe that's a little bit easier to come by knowing that you play either with or against a lot of these guys year-round so you know what they do?
Yeah, it's like I've been playing with Patrick for like my whole life in baseball, all the way through high school. So it's team chemistry. And it's a lot of guys that I didn't know out there that I had to get the chemistry with them. But it's fitting in pretty well.
Patrick, when you go out there as well, everyone knows you're able to pitch, you play outfield, you DH some. When you're working with some of these guys, how beneficial has it been to have a team where you can almost help coach some of these guys along, help pick out where you see them as strong, where you see them as weak, so that you understand what y'all can do to make each other better?
Well, it just kind of helps to know what they're capable of and what you're capable of, and just kind of mesh it all together. And like you were talking to him about playing against other guys, and then you come into the summer and actually play with them, it's fun to be able to get their perspective on things too, and just kind of throw it all together and see what happens.
I'll tell you one thing it does, and they'll tell you, it raises their level of play. It raises everybody's level of play. When you're playing with 18 best ball players, it's not like, most high school teams, not taking anything away from them, they probably got 3 or 4 ball players, good ball players. They could play maybe at this level. But, when you're playing with 18 ball players at that level, it just rises, and it rises their level of play.
Sure.
It seems like y'all do a good job when you talk about that, the building of the roster, playing with the 18 best. It almost seems as though if you looked at, like all district or all area teams, that seems like that's a lot of what your team is made up of.
That's right. And a lot of guys, it's just like Des, he'll tell you, he progressed all summer long. I mean, he got better. I mean, what was your batting average?
About 36.
So, but, he worked. And, he worked hard at it. It was a lot of work. We had a lot of confrontations in the batting cage, but, it paid off.
It did.
Yeah.
Well, certainly it's a great stepping stone, and it's a lot of good stuff. When we come back, we'll talk about this season. We'll talk about the way things have unfolded for this team, and we'll get some more information as well. Post-42 baseball is something that a lot of people may not know about, but it's something that a lot of people should know about. Great quality baseball, a lot of kids from the area. It's almost as though you get to watch a local all-star team, because that's effectively what it is. It's the best players in the area all converging together and playing baseball. We'll give you more information about that and about the season when we come back with Southside Connection, BTW21 and BTW21.com.
With our full-service oil change, we check and fill oil fluid, your washer fluid, power steering fluid, brake fluid, transmission fluid, and coolants. We also check your tire pressure, air filter, belts and hoses, and much, much more. We even vacuum your interior and wash your windshield.
Remember, we are more than just an oil change. Come and see our daddy for all your vehicle needs.
The
100-degree weather is here. Let our certified AC technicians check your AC for free. And now open our second location, conveniently located in Liberty Street in Martinsville.
If this were a lump in your breast, it could be cancer, and you wouldn't be able to feel it, from inside or out. But there's a new technology that sees cancerous lumps at their earliest, most curable stages and can be up to 28% more accurate. It's technology that's helping save women's lives. It's called digital mammography. And we're the first in the region to offer both digital mammography and breast MRI. Call Memorial Hospital to schedule your mammogram. Visit our website to learn more at martinsvillehospital.com.
Welcome back in to Southside Connection on BTW 21 and online at btw21.com. I'm the King Ed Lane. It's Doug Hubbard back in our studios making us sound so excellent as we always do. Well, let's rephrase it. He's trying to make everyone else sound good. I don't know. There's only so much that can be done, low def or high def, with yours truly to prompt me up from sort of the abyss, if you will. But anyway, welcome back in. Desmond Woods, Patrick Martin, Coach Barry Nelson with Post 42 Baseball. Guys, sort of got an overview last segment. This past year, though, good team for Post 42. Still managed to bring home a third-place finish. But based on what y'all guys have done, that seems to be something that y'all really don't expect a whole lot of.
No. We expect to be in first place. You start the season out just like I heard somebody said, it was on ESPN, I think, said, all the football teams, we're all undefeated right now.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and play the first ball game. That's just the way we start the season. We look at it, and look at it to win a season or win a conference. And for the last 4 or 5 years, we've won the conference. But it's. Last year we struggled a little bit. We did, with the bat we did well. We didn't pitch as well as we should have, but that's sometimes the scoreboard didn't reflect. We had more hits than the other guy did, but the score was different.
Is a lot of it just timely hitting?
Timely, some just old bad luck and and stuff. But it has runs like that. It's hard to stay on top all the time. We plan on being on top this year.
Well, y'all look at that as well, guys, and certainly it's got to be something that, I guess when you're not playing now, it sort of puts in the back of your head those expectations. How big of a motivating factor is that now going into the year, knowing that y'all third place isn't bad, but it's not what Post 42 baseball expects?
No, it's not what we expect. It's like we should have won most of them games we lost. Like, it's a lot of them games that we lost that we was on top early in the game and we gave it up last 8-9 innings. But I feel like it's going to be a lot better next year.
Well, it's a point for confidence. Patrick, you touched on that as well, and both of y'all guys are getting up with fall ball now for Patrick Henry. Pretty good games against Bluefield. When y'all are in that, you look at fall ball for Patrick Henry. There's the weight program in the winter. Then you got spring ball and then summer. How crucial is that to y'all's baseball game developing it, being able to use something like Post 42 to play that baseball year-round?
It really helps a lot. It just gives you motivation and momentum going into your next season, and just kind of really gives you a background or foundation to really build upon to get to where you want to be.
Certainly, it's a lot.
Well, it's just a normal high school player really doesn't understand, and they'll tell you now after they've been to the college season just started. They understand now what I've been preaching all summer long about. It's 9-inning games. It's how you handle yourself, double headers, being focused. It's no way compare high school baseball to college baseball. It's just day and night.
Different.
Yeah. So, it separates the men and the boys real quick, and it